I kind of came at it just trying to figure out, well, where do I want to push myself and my learning in my final year? And then what do I want to develop that's been kind of growing as a passion already? So I have this one look in my collection, this tailored kind of suit, which I had never really played with before. All of my stuff is made from sustainable materials, thrifted, kind of foraged, a lot of recycled denim. So everything is like very sustainable forward. An overarching kind of quote or theme I have is the world is ending, but it's a nice day. And it's like the reality of fashion and materials and the resources that we have is kind of dire, but we are makers and we're creators and we love doing what we do, so we kind of have to deal with the heartache of that.
This one started with just an idea of like, I like water basically, and so I was like, well, what do I do with that? And so it's completely upcycled materials, so everything that is on here is materials I already had. So this was like smocking that I did, so I did this by hand. And then this one was my denim, so this one's kind of inspired by Western, and it is mostly upcycled too. So I used like wool, 2 different types of denim, a twill, stuff like that. So it was very, very Western inspired, but also a little bit more chic. I feel like not very like in your face as much as some things that we've seen.
A lot of my design process revolves around the little details I can add later. I like everything to be very personalized. So all of my prints for my junior collection are hand painted on. So I really wanted to plan around surface design for the whole collection. After that, I try to find a central theme for my junior collection. I was really interested in the story of the ballet Giselle, so I wanted to try to keep that sort of floaty ballet element, and the whole second half of the ballet is about ghosts. So I wanted to try to bring in that sort of like almost costume without being costume, and I wanted to make everything feel almost dreamlike.
So this is my first garment that I made of the year. It's actually a part of my contemporary junior collection, which was a 2-part collection, mini collection, where we had 2 garments. This is the dress version of it, and it really is inspired heavily by Japanese architecture and Chinese architecture as well as the combination between landscaping and architecture, so really incorporating that into here with a more, I want to say, sophisticated style and silhouette. I'm naturally drawn to a lot of 70s and 80s silhouettes, and that's exactly what I did with the swimsuit. So for this one, I really wanted to kind of have a play on the classic yellow raincoat. This one was inspired by dragons in general, kind of like a dragon rider. The sleeves for the top I ended up finding at a thrift store, and I really wanted to use all of that material. I had saved it up for a while knowing that we were going to have denim as one of our junior classes. So
with my design process, I really enjoy repurposing fabrics, just bringing in like unique details, especially within these like handkerchiefs that I got from a couple antique stores that I just kind of hoarded. With the denim look, I repurposed all of this denim from just different pairs of jeans, and then this fabric was a pillowcase, and it had like this really cute like floral detail in there.
So these 2 pieces are my denim look, and that's what I did first this year. I got inspired by hip hop, the 80s, 90s, New York street style, and all the denim I used is from upcycled or from jeans I had or from friends that didn't want their jeans anymore or their denim. So yeah, I just patchworked my both denim, like my jacket and my pants. With the patchwork, like I did 2 waistbands here, for example. This one is my swimsuit. That is inspired by like going to a beach in Brazil, Costa Rica, just like with the really vibrant colors, and the fabric I chose, it's all out of velvet.
So these 2 pieces right here I made for pattern making, and this piece over here I made for my swim class. And so this was my first piece that I made this year, and it was like, it took a lot of time due to like I had to go around and try different patterns because I had to make the pattern for it. And as these are pleats, it took a lot of trial and error to get the measurements right. I like the idea of like a classy, chic, kind of like a dark vibe to my stuff, so I went with like a dark gray, but I gave it like the satin look.
So I decided I wanted to do a bridal collection. I've done bridal alterations for the last 2 years, and I was like, it's time to kind of put that work into real life. How I kind of decided to come up with the theme of this collection, I had this vision where I kind of wanted like the idea of like the groom and the bride to like have engagement photos or just photos like in a museum. So I love the idea of doing like pinks and greens and having that ethereal feel. So the reason why I have 2 desks is because I had to do a 3-foot train, and this is kind of the fabrics that are made out of. I did this very floral tulle as well as this embroidered kind of shiny.
So Erin and I are in production, and then Lena is in
Promotion.
Yeah, so we kind of work most before the show to get things ready for it, and then once it happens, like we don't do. I mean, you're gonna do lights and sound, but I mean, Lena and I are we kind of just. Once the show starts, we're kind of just backstage helping people dress. I'm excited to see how it all comes out. That's like the most exciting part. We're all models, so we get to, you know, be on stage too, and experience it from both sides. But I like to see the audience's reaction. You know, like talk to my family people afterward and have them be like, wow, that was so cool. And knowing that things that we did over the past couple months has, you know, made this show what it is and brought like the aesthetic and vibe that we were trying to. And
Personally, for me, I just feel relief after so much work, just kind of seeing your garment go out and knowing that the model is working it the best they can, and your family seeing it, your friends are seeing it. It just, you kind of take a breath. You're like, oh, that's it. Like this is the moment that I've worked so hard for, and it kind of reminds you of the happiness that you felt when you were designing it for the first time, because sometimes that gets lost when you are stuck in the trenches here. It gets very lost.
Yeah.
So.
It feels really good to have like a tailored or like a garment fitted to you, and you're seeing, I'm modeling for a senior, so I saw her like spending nights in here, and then just knowing that you're allowed to wear this garment now, and you just want to represent it like the best you can. It's like an honor.
it is. When I think of the show, I think it's magical.
Yeah.
Like,
It's something you just don't see everywhere else, like anywhere else.
yes.
It's like different, but in a good way different, I would say. I don't know.
A little whimsical,
But
like
yeah.
especially this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, every single one of them, I think this childlike wonder to it, because I think there's a lot of people that think that designing things and making things are so inaccessible. And I think being able to watch a fashion show from people, you know, in your backyard, more or less, people that are from around where you live, is just really cool.
Yeah, I think it's just like really inspirational. Or I feel like we as designers can inspire other people like that don't really have a fashion background. And it's just, yeah, I think really cool for them also to see that, I mean, we all know that people are making clothes, or like they are made by people, but you don't really know these people, and now knowing them and what actually is behind all of like just a pair of pants, like all the work behind it, and seeing that, yeah, it kind of feels not like a dream, but just like not really real, to be honest, I think. Yeah.
Before I came to school, I saw a fashion show, and that was really like cemented it for me because I came with my mom and I saw it, and I was on the edge of my seat the entire time, just being like, people need that. Like people in this program, and it's like a program I can be in and stuff like that. And it was just really cool to see.